Billo cocoque, billo matope, shikanon batacoque, coque. Anyways, speaking of singing with all my heart, so I've been kind of getting back into the whole book thing. Now, I am actually going to pay you some money. Yeah, I'm just going to throw that out to you. Now, I know I owe you for the Switch. You have to understand, this past year, basically January rolled around and my card got fucked up. And for some reason, the whatever it was, I don't know, the bank or whatever, my card wouldn't go through. So I was at the grocery store and I was stuck with $180 worth of groceries, and Dale T ended up using his credit card, and I have had to pay him cash every month since then. So cash has been kind of fucked up since then, and I just paid him off last month. So I'm planning on giving you, a little bit here, a little bit there. Now I'm currently working on the book, and I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I want to do. Actually, I do know what I want to do. Fuck you. This is what I'd like to do. First off, I don't know how difficult the first one was. I know you had mentioned 5-10 years ago that you wanted to go somewhere else. I didn't really like the fact that the book was $22. Whatever. What I'd like to do is, if we can get an actual physical copy of the book 2, I mean, I'd like to actually have a physical copy, if we can get that done. But I'd also like to put 1 and 2 published through Amazon, where we could do Kindle and that shit and all that good stuff. Because I'm not sure exactly how it works, but if we do that, we would essentially, for a limited time, the book would be their property, kind of a deal. But the time isn't that long from what I've been reading online. But anyways, I think what we could probably do is take the original book and maybe do like an edited, what do you call those things where they do the director's cut kind of a deal? I think we might be able to do that and put that up. Basically the same book with just maybe a few tweaks here or there. Put that up on Kindle, and then put the second one up on Kindle. And I was watching YouTube videos about how to do it. It's actually very simple to do. I mean, once it's up there, people can just get it and just download it and buy it. Now, I don't know as far as basically you can pay them to put it up as like an ad. Like it'll come up in the recommended. I don't know about doing all that stuff. I prefer not to do any of that stuff just because it just kind of defies the point, but whatever. But anyways, I don't want to talk about all that. There's a couple stories in 2 that I really kind of enjoy. Like the one where Dale T's slain in the spirit. That story is absolutely hysterical. I love that fucking story. And I'll tell you one story that I was really iffy about. I did this probably, shit, it had to be 9 years ago, 10 years ago. The Chronicle of the Beard. And I was iffy about it because of the layout. Because I did it almost like a Drudge Report where it's like, May 8th, 1992, blah, blah, blah. So on and so forth. But when you read through that shit, it's actually kind of funny. Especially when it gets to them in the Christmas stuff and the whole flags out front. And it's just, there's some funny shit there. It actually is a funny little read. And I don't know how you feel about it, but especially the format. Well, one, I wanted to try something a little different. And this was definitely it. And I was very cautious about how it would play out because, it's a different kind of format. It's not like an actual paragraph. It's just more bullet point. It's a bullet point. It's basically an entire chapter of bullet points. And I actually enjoyed it for what it was. I don't know. But I came across two things that I wanted to mention. Again, this is just kind of a rambling. I don't know. I'm kind of getting excited about writing again and getting back into this shit. So, whatever. You're probably not excited about like being part of it, but fuck you. Whatever. I will be giving you money for it. I don't know how much. I mean, it might be $10, $20, $100. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Depends on how much I have when I have it. Anyways, two things that I came across. There's a story called "Cruelty Beyond Simple Abuse," and I think it's number 2. I think it's the second story in. I don't like the placement. So either the story itself has to come out, like just edit it the fuck out, or it needs to be placed somewhere else. I don't like the placement of it. And I'm iffy about the story. I like the story and I want the story in there, but I just don't like the way the story is coming out. I didn't like the way it came out. Because it's not a bad story, it's just not really funny, and it's not really... Well, one of the reasons I put it in there is it was kind of foreshadowing the old woman's death. So, it's basically the cat and I wanted it before the funeral stuff, so because there's two stories that involve the old woman specifically. There's that one, and then there's the I forget what the title was. Something like The Things We Do for the Ones We Love, or whatever. Or we had the birthday party for Lucy, even though it wasn't technically her birthday. It was a year later after we got her. We had a little birthday party with like cake and balloons and hats and stuff, and dogs had the hats on and stuff. Okay, and I wanted to have like the old woman stories before the death. So in other words, I wanted it to be like a literal sequel to the first one, so it's continuing on. So it starts off with Dale T and Slain in the Spirit, so it's just like this, the three of us are together, and it's just great and wonderful and blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, the old woman dies, and it's just, there was a progression. In other words, there was a thought to it. So, but I don't really like that story where it's placed. I mean, I suppose it could be placed like toward the end of the book, but I don't know if I really want it after the funeral. I don't know. That's your area of expertise. Whatever. And the other one was the what was it? No, I can't even remember. There was one called, I can't believe. Oh no, the title was it's funny that hot dogs are kosher, but Jesus ain't. I actually took that story out. I saved it on a separate thing, but I took it completely out. Now, the problem with doing that, as I was going through, I talked about Sarah at least 3 different times. And that was kind of the introduction. And I don't know how I feel about that. You'll have to go through and read that shit. It was weird to me now, reading it back. So, I don't know, maybe if you want that gushy shit in there, that cutesy gushy shit, and like have people feel sorry for me and shit, leave it back in there. And then it goes into the whole, she left and my mother died, like a week later, kind of a deal. So again, I don't know about that. Because then I talk about her again for a 3rd time, and it's just, I don't know. It was weird. But again, if that gushy shit works, I don't know. It didn't really work for me. It's like I wanted it in there, obviously, but now looking back on it, like 20 or 15 years later, it makes my asshole pucker, and it just irritates me. So you can take it for what it's worth. But again, if you want it in there, that's up to you. I took it out for the version that I have, so when I send it to you, it is what it is. But right now, I am probably shit. Let me look. I want to just talk about this stuff, so this isn't gonna be your normal kind of clip. Hello, god damn it! When I push shit, motherfucker, that pisses me off. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking touchscreen being an asshole. Alright, so we got the... I have the original table of contents so you can see where everything was. If it'll fucking load. Thank you. Let's see. A Frolicking Father, and more of the same. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, I'd like to turn the chocolate chip cookies and a wired dog thing into like a brand. I think we need to do that. That needs to become a brand. So I think each of the titles in the trilogy need to have chocolate chip cookies and a wired dog, colon, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking the second one is A Missing Father and a Point to Ponder, or something to that effect. I think that's what we called it. Because basically, well, I don't know, whatever. But the third book, I want to call it Chocolate Chip Cookies and a Wired Dog and a Kick to the Dick. Now, I don't know how you feel about the term kick to the dick as part of the title. Because you gotta understand, that book 3 is about the stepmother being thrown out, dealing with Graham, the whole nine. So it was basically a kick to the dick. And I want it to be Chocolate Chip Cookies and a Wired Dog, a Kick to the Dick. Because originally what my goal was, I wanted Ollie to be on the cover of 1, I wanted Lucy to be on the cover of 2, and probably on the cover of 3, or the next dog would be on the cover of 3. So in other words, Mr. Boots is supposed to be on the cover of 3. Well, it didn't really work out that way. And I ended up snapping that really great photo of her. She had just woken up, and she had slept with her mouth open, so her tongue was all dry, and she was like a cotton mouth, and she's like, you know, it was one of those things. When I just snapped the photo perfectly, it was just a good photo, and it was like, fuck it, we're going with that. So, I mean, let me run down this. Table of contents. So part 1, A Frolicking Father, and more of the same. The day Dale T got slain in the spirit. I love that story. I don't know why, but I really like that story. And then number 2 was Cruelty Beyond Simple Abuse, which was basically was talking about our 2 cats back in the day. And essentially what the story was about was we had Timur, which now as a kid I was infatuated with the Tom and Jerry cartoon. I wanted to name him Tom for Tom and Jerry, you know, the Tomcat, Tom the Tomcat. It wasn't original, but it was Tomcat, Tom and Jerry. Well, the old woman, you know, she didn't like that, so she named the cat Timur. Well, we had the opportunity to get a little blonde-colored cat. Well, you got to name him Jerry, so it was Timur and Jerry. And something happened. I don't know if he got out and got run over or whatever. And then there was the whole thing with the Cat Scratch Fever and Gene playing old what's his face albums. What the fuck's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Cat Scratch Fever. Fuck, what's his name? I can't think of his name. The stupid idiot there, Republican, what's his name? Oh, fuck, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Dale T had taken sick, and we weren't... as a kid, I was kind of told that the cat had scratched him on the thigh and it got infected, and we had to put the cat down, or the cat got away, whatever. But they lied to me and told me that the cat had gone up to my grandparents' farm. Well, every time I'd go up to my grandparents' farm, I'd ask my grandfather, where's Jerry? Where's the cat? And he'd be like, oh, he's probably around here somewhere. Total fucking lies. It's like, you know, gee, Santa Claus is real. Bullshit. And after about, like, the 20th time me asking my grandfather, finally he's like, look, the cat never made it up here. I don't know what happened. They lied to you. Basically, he fucking shoved it right in my face that it was all a lie. So, which is where the term cruelty beyond simple abuse comes in. So I like this story. I don't know how I didn't like the way it felt reading it. So hopefully you can maybe fix it. I don't know, and find like a better place for it. Anyways, what the fuck? What am I doing here? What happened? God damn it! For some reason, if I touch the top of this tablet, it automatically switches over to other shit. I don't mean the actual top, like the touchscreen. If I touch the very top, like the black part, the frame, it acts like it's part of the touchscreen. Anyways, lobster tails and seaweed. Lobster tails and lobster tails and seaweed legs. The family vacation, so good we did it twice. Oh yeah, that's when we went to Cape Cod. That story I fucking love. I absolutely love that story. Where the old woman is you gotta understand, she's wearing a onesie. And I got the short shorts on with no shirt on. I'm like 11 years old. The little gray shorts. And we're out in the coast of Cape Cod. And the old woman had bought these, the night before, she had bought these inner tubes. These plastic 99-cent bullshit blow up things. I almost said dolls. These blow up pool toys, and I, being a fat kid, I could just barely get the round inner tube that she had been huffing on the night before underneath my armpits. So I'm floating around out in the fucking ocean. All of a sudden, the old woman comes up. She's in her onesie, and she's got one too. And she's like puttering in the water, like making a motorboat sound, coming up behind me. And she starts pushing me, and I'm like, I'm pretending to like, oh no, get away, kind of one of those things. Well, as she was doing that, she's pushing us out further to sea and kind of making a joke, like we're gonna go out real deep, and like, oh no, you ever see Jaws? And she's going doo 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 doo, making jokes and shit, right? All of a sudden, I start to like fucking panic and scream, and she thinks that I'm just playing around, right? We, aka me, got pushed into this massive bed of seaweed. I mean, like, crotch-inducing, short, up and around the testicles, up and around the cockles, seaweed. Like, my entire legs were, just thinking about it fucking freaks me out to this day, dude. Literal fucking cold chill right there, dude. Freaks me the fuck out to this day. Like, today, I had fear of actually swimming in a pool. That's how fucked up it was. Like, I had not the same since that moment. And again, I start literally panicking, like, stop, knock it up. And she thinks I'm, just fucking around because we're, do with the Jaws theme, and we're going out to sea. And all of a sudden, because you gotta understand, I am vertical and she's horizontal because she's kicking. She's holding on to her little thing, and she's like grabbing onto my inner tube, and she's like pushing me, like motorboating me out to sea. And I was in so deep that by the time it engulfed me like a hula skirt, it was coming up around the back where she could feel it too. Because you gotta keep in mind, her legs were like on the surface, so we were in some deep fucking seaweed, dude. Oh my Christ! Oh God, I can literally feel it right now. Oh my God, I'm cringing. Oh, dude, fuck me, rectal till I squeal. Jesus, fuck. I mean, oh, dude, no, fucking no. Anyways, yeah, I want that story in there. Let's see, what do we got next? Oh, Big Dumb Fucking Waterman. Oh my God, that story I like. I like that story, even though it's a horrible story, but it's a school story, and it's just, you're messing with the wrong guy. I don't remember what that fucking story is about. I have no idea. I just read it too not too long ago. The next chapter is what is my name, Pico? Oh, that's one where the fucking flies kept nosediving me. Honest to Christ, dude. The entire fucking universe in these flies, and they're doing it even today. One did it earlier today. They literally, like, they're fucking kamikaze Japanese pilot assholes. They're just, it's like Pearl fucking Harbor. They're nosediving into my forehead for no fucking reason. Anyways, we got, next is Gene's Arrival. Act 1, Scene 1. Then we got Scene 1, Act 2. Wait, it's funny. I like that story, actually. It's a very funny story because it's basically explaining. It's almost like a blind mime. In other words, I'm laying in bed and I can hear her come in the house, and you can hear the grocery bags rattling. You can hear the dog jumping. You can hear her cooing with the dog. Like, you can picture what's going on in your head of everything that's going on, and you can hear her going across the hall. You can hear her opening the living room door. You can hear her making her way to the Dutch door and opening the Dutch door. And then you hear her going to the light switch with the crack of the floor as she waddles. And then the light switch comes on. And then you see she checks the mail. And then she's doing this and doing that. And then she comes to the door and she peeks her head and she wants me to do something for her, but the lights are off and she sees that I'm sleeping. So she takes off and then she shuts the light off and then she slams the door to make sure I wake up. And then she waddles off and goes home. It's like you can hear in your mind everything that's going on. So I don't know, it's just a funny story to me. I like that one. Anyway, this is the one I was talking about. It's funny how the hot dogs are kosher, but Jesus Christ ain't. I took that whole sequence out, but I don't know if I should. Again, I'm going to leave that up to you, because it goes with another one later. Another story later. What whatever the fuck it's called. Oh, let's see, what's the next one? Manhood and the Size of My Email Account. Yeah, that one is talking about all the stupid shit that you get in your fucking mail, in your email. Salvation, The Shining Teeth of Salvation, the story still yet to be told, past investment, salvation message, and how we all went to heaven, and then detention after the fact. That group of stories, I definitely want. That needs to be in print somewhere. I'm sorry, that story in the Slain in the Spirit story specifically need to be in book form. They just do. The universe deserves it. You owe it to the universe to make it happen. You owe it to me, motherfucker. Don't get me started with the Genesis back in the day. You still owe me, and I'm going to continuously bring that fucking thing up even 40 years later. Fuck you. You wronged me, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Let's see. Part 2, When Life Swings It to the Left. Things We Do for the Ones We Love, with the story about Lucy and the birthday party. Chronicles of the Beard, which I actually enjoyed that, damn it. Yeah, the Christian and the Jew, kind of like Peter and the Wolf, minus the whimsical woodland instruments and a whole lot more BS. That's a funny title to me. Yeah, that one is kind of part 2 to the hot dogs aren't kosher one. So, I don't know. You'll have to deal with that. I can't read this story. I can't deal with it. It's like mentally. Dale T and his angst for sloppy joes. I like that story because the beginning of it, I talk about how, like, you watch old movies and they're black and white. Well, I'm trying to equate the idea that it wasn't just black and white on TV, but the actual universe was actually really black and white, and that it was only just a recent invention that color came into the universe, literally the actual universe, not just on TV. So then I play this whole thing out, and then it goes into the where they're sitting around the fireplace, and they got the radio on, and the Adventures of the Lone Ranger. It's you had to be there. You have to read it. You have to grasp that one, because that one I like. That one's actually pretty fucking funny. Oh, Dale T probes us. That's where I am currently right now. So we're not actually that far. Shit. Yeah, that's broken up into a few things. 3 days earlier, 3 days, basically 3 days before the anal probe. And then the next part of that subchapter is Counsel from the Old Woman, 2 days left. Only 1 day until the big probe. Countdown to 0. Countdown to 0 hour. That's fucking funny. Rectal probe, the aftermath. The idea Delta got a rectal probe. The Dale T stories are some of the funniest ones, I think. I don't know if other people enjoyed it. I know the family members liked it because obviously it was Dale T, but let's see, what's the next one? The clinically insane ramblings of an orange-haired cult leader who spoke to God with a heavy, thick Maine accent and who had a lust for yodeling. Okay, that's funny. I remember that. I remember doing that one. Shit, I can't wait to read that. Oh, this is the one, my mother in the church building. This is where I rail against the church for trashing my mother when she was dying of cancer and threatening her job. And I fucking tell Pastor Warren to basically go fuck yourself. Yeah, my mother's evil. And the next part is my mother's evil report. How not to treat her during her battle with cancer. And then the last part is the Boohoo Brigade. The Boohoo Brigade, trolling people with an apology but not really meaning it. Then we got the funeral section, which I still need a title for, apparently. It says, needs a title, funeral section, in parentheses. Once a Catholic, always a Catholic. They really are truly persistent. Yeah, dude, that's got to be in the book, man. That's got to be in book form. That whole sequence, holy shit. I'm almost disturbed that it's not. Like, I want to get that in book form ASAP. Just the whole funeral and shit. Oh, my God. Let's see, what's the next part? The Old Woman on Display, hosted by L. Franken. Oh, yeah, the guy who does our funerals, with the whole, we go to him every time, so he's like the family morticianer. The guy looks like Weird Al. It's hysterical. I mean, imagine Weird Al with like a really short haircut and that little mustache. Let's see, what's the next part? We didn't just put the fun back in funeral, we put the FU as well. The Godfather and All in the Family star-studded event. Oh, that's right. I remember that because I was sitting there because my mother's laid out. Dale T is on the side. He's on my right side. I'm sitting in a chair. Gene's sitting in the front row with Graham and everybody else. And as people come by, they talk to Dale T, and then they talk to me. So it's like I was sitting there almost like the Godfather. People were just coming to me and like kissing my ring. It was kind of funny. See the last part. The aftermath. The day I caught Tim McGraw shoveling off my roof. That's right, because Uncle Vince was up on the roof shoveling it off. Because they came over to help after my mother died. And he basically he has an obsession with Vince McGraw or whatever the fuck his name is. So he had the cowboy hat on. He had like the fucking chaps, leather jacket. He basically picture what that motherfucker with the black shirt and the little string tie and all that faggot shit. That's basically what it was. And he's up on my roof shoveling the shit off. Let's see the next chapter. Oh, Sarah, the first year. A life journey finally told. I don't remember what that is. With many a thought to ponder, part 3. Oh, that's part 3. With many a thought to ponder. Dale T Voodoo. I don't remember that. That's when we were going through all the old woman stuff, and she got the stuff. We got to that box of stuff that she had in her office from Africa, and it looked like a bunch of voodoo shit, and Dale T's hanging it up on the wall. Because, the stupid idiot missionaries, the white guys would go there, and, like, they'd see these little shops, and they'd get these little trinkets and stuff, and you don't know what that shit is. It's like these fucking voodoo crazy shit, and there's Dale T. Oh, we're hanging up! He's hitting it with a fucking hammer and a nail. Platinum card and a free toaster for Dale T. Oh, the platinum card! Oh yeah, the 456. I think it said something to the effect of a 456 or whatever it was. Like give out his credit card number. There's Legion T. I don't remember what that one is about. Murder, She Wrote. I don't remember what that one's about. The Day Granny Abused Me. A prelude. Oh, The Old Woman in the Pumpkin Farm. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. That needs to be in the... Dude, that totally needs to be fucking in book form. That absolutely needs to be in print form. I'm sorry. My grandmother's ratchet job. How in her mind she has every secret of the universe and doesn't have a problem sharing them with us. She used to be able to cook. Lord, how times have changed. The day the taste buds died. Oh, is that... Yeah, that's when we went up to her house after the funeral and she gave us spaghetti. This is Graham we're talking about. And apparently she decided she had half a jar and she's going to fill the whole thing up with water. So she had these noodles with this... And when I say wet sauce, we're talking it barely had red color to it. It was just basically like water with like a hint of like red. Because she fucking put so much water in the damn thing. And she forced me to sit there and eat the shit with her. And I was like, Graham, no, it's okay. I'm good. I don't. You keep it, Graham. Anyways, no 50s for T. The day Graham withheld funds. Yeah, when she didn't give Dale T any fucking money for Christmas. The Bottom Step Confessional. Juror number 27. Tethered Spine. Oh, what a relief it ain't. Pain of the Choke. Well, that's when I talk about my back and stuff. The Drive to Court again. Stifled on the 4th of July. Dude, I love that fucking title. Stifled and the whole thing with the Jew, and it's just... Although I wanted to call it July, as in like Jew, lie, like they lie. Or not they, but that one in particular did. But obviously, I understand. Whatever. Oh, Ollie and the King and I want to talk about that story. I don't remember what it was, but it was an Ollie story, so... A liar in cow's clothing. Oh, that's when they kill Ollie, that's right. That's when they put Ollie down. I think. Or no. No, that comes in the next book. This is like the beginning of the end for Ollie. Oh, the Crockpot Jezebel. That's when Dale T got the crockpot and started cooking shit. Having a big ass on the holidays. Holiday ham that was supposed to be but wasn't. Opening gifts with Ollie. And the conspiracies that lie ahead. Oh yeah, that was our Christmas 2005 when Dale T invited Betsy over. It was Dale T, Betsy, Gene, and myself. And it was just weird having Christmas with somebody we don't even fucking know. And Dale T's clearly banging, but hey, whatever. Oh, happy trails, Hans. I think that's when Gene moves out. Yeah, Dale T and my new stepmom, dear God. Finding out... Yeah, see, I want to use this title somewhere, and I've been trying to get it into the book somehow. Finding out who you are and what you do. Basically, that was a reference to the first time you discovered masturbation. Anyways, this one is finding out who you are and what you do, Dale T's Big Surprise. Which, when you put it in perspective and you read it that way, forget what the story's about, that's funny. Oh, Sad Days Ahead, Loss of a Good Friend, that was Ollie, I believe. And my personal favorite title ever is the last one, A Year Later on the Nickel. Instead of on the dime, it's on the nickel. So anyways, that's a table of contents. I don't even know how many pages that is. Yeah, because the page numbers aren't in here, so obviously because it's not done yet. I don't know what page, but I would definitely like around 300 pages at least, bare minimum. I'd like to be similar to the other one, although it doesn't have to be, but why the fuck not, you know? Although I suppose we could, I don't know. I mean, if it's easy to put it on fucking Kindle and the shit, we could have 3 books instead of 1. Instead of having 1 big one. I don't know, we could do 3 small ones or something, I don't know. Because I figure the more stuff that's up there, more people have a chance to find it. So who the fuck knows, but whatever. I'll leave that shit up to you. Because you're obviously way better at this shit than I am. Anyways. Yeah, I'm definitely getting into the book again, and I definitely want to continue what I'm doing. But I'm still on like the, what was it, the probe, anal, the Dale T's anal probe stuff. That's like, I'm not even that far into it. I still got way, I'm not even half done, basically, what I'm trying to say to you. And I've been working on this thing for a couple, I was doing it for a couple days. I put it off for probably a year. I was doing some stuff last year around this time. Maybe even later. So, I'm sorry, this book should have been out like 8 years ago. It just should have been. And the fact that it's not is disturbing to me. Which is it's on me because I didn't finish it. But it's finished. That's the thing. I mean, it's finished. It's just we need to go like one more time over, and you need to go back over it one more time, and then just get it prepared and ready to go. I mean, it's basically done. That's what's so fucking frustrating about it. Actually, book 2 has been done for a long time. A long time. And I want to get into book 3 because I've got all these little stories that I got. I mean, between Pages and Dropbox and some of the other stuff and discs that I've got all these stories that are kind of just all over the place that I want to compile and put together and then see if they work. And what I was thinking about doing is going back through some of the recordings and transcribing some of that shit, like the Graham stories, Peter, all that bullshit. Transcribe some of that stuff maybe. Like I was saying in that other clip though, just the idea of her at Burger King talking about a big whaler, Graham and the Big Whaler, that in and of itself needs to be in print. And I think deep down inside you know that as a fact. Especially the fact that everybody's dead. So it's like I need to like memorialize these motherfuckers. And you know, if we can make a couple bucks off it, you know, that's great. But yeah, this fucking 10% battery, fuck you. Cheap ass fucking battery. This tablet's a shitty ass fucking battery. That's why I started to do the clip, because I'd be working on the book right now, except the fucking battery's down to, it was down to like 20%, and I was like, well fuck it, let me just make a quick clip, and I can make a clip until the battery runs out. Anyways, but yeah, I got all this shit that I want to start compiling and put together, because I'm kind of working on book 3 and 4. When I get done with this and send it to you, and I'm like, when I'm done with it on my end, like, well, however long it takes you, whether you ever do anything with it, it's up to you, but I want to get done with it on my end, fuck it. Because I know you did an edit, and then I took it and kind of went back through it and did some stuff, and it's just, it's going to need one more edit either way. But when I get done with that, I want to start book 3, and I want to kind of compile book 3 and 4 kind of at the same time. So it's, I don't know. It's almost like when they did like Lord of the Rings and shit, and or Harry Potter or some of that shit, where they did kind of like, one movie and they kind of did the next, like right back to back. That's how I want to work it, because it doesn't really matter. It's going to essentially be, it's basically going to be the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. That's how it's going to work. So it's going to essentially be the same book, just broken up in two different, because it really is two different segments. It's going to be the whole, because right now, if you noticed, when I did the table of contents for 2, the stepmother had just kind of weaseled her way into the existence. Now, book 3 is going to be about the stepmother moving in, the cupboards, the whole nine, and then getting tossed out, living with Graham. And then book 4 is going to be all about Graham dying, and then Jean dying. So that's kind of the plan. Whether it happens, I don't know, because I could be dead tomorrow. Shit, I could be dead right now. Who the fuck knows? I mean, dude, at this point in my life, I can't even tell if I'm alive anymore. I mean, I swear to Christ. Whatever. I don't want to get into all that stuff, but yeah. See, I don't know. I may have to put that Sarah story back in, because I need as much. What's the word? I need as much compassion brought upon me, because when book 3 and 4 hit, they're going to be bitter, because I have no love left in me, so it's going to be some really hurtful shit to some people. Like, I'm debating how I want to play that shit, because I could go no holds barred and just be a complete fucking asshole, because it's hard for me right now to be like, oh look, it's so positive and wonderful, and it's so great that my stepmother moved in and took everything and threw me out. Or I could be like, fuck you bitch, Now, I don't want to ruffle too many feathers with them, because I don't want to deal with their bullshit. But I also am not going to compromise what I'm going to say either. So, it's a catch-22. So, if there's... Let's just say we did ever get some readership. Let's say when we put it on Kindle. You kind of need those few and far between moments where people say, he's not really an asshole. There's actually some... it's kind of like Vader. There's still some good in him, kind of a deal. I just killed a bunch of younglings and killed everybody in the fucking universe, but hey, there's still some good in him. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. And I also want the transition from Jean to be like a fucking asshole bitch that she was in the first one, to still a fucking asshole bitch at the end, but we kind of reconciled in a way toward the end. So I kind of want like a transition with her. Like Dale T was kind of on the up and up, where it's like everybody loves Dale T, and then he kind of went downhill to the point where everybody hates him, thinks he's a fucking asshole, which he is, but it's neither here nor there. And I want to be the constant prick all the way through, but that's neither here nor there for that. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else we could talk about? We talked about Big Daddy, we talked about Pastor Morin, we talked about... I think Graz was mentioned. Yeah, Graz was mentioned in the first one. Pastor Simmons in the second one. I'm trying to think. Who else did we talk about? Mr. Heselton we talked about. Mr. Resnick we talked about. Is there anybody else? I'm trying to think. Anyways, I don't know. We'll have to do something like that. Maybe throw in one of those kind of stories. Maybe we could talk about W. Ralph Murray or somebody like that. Like, I don't know. I just want to give. I want to give like a moment to somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? We could talk. We could talk about all that stuff. Although I don't remember any of that stuff, to be honest with you. I usually have a good memory. I can't remember any of that stuff. I remember we snuck off to the bathroom to laugh our ass off, because there was a couple times when he would just say shit. Like that story about the fat woman who turned blue and fell down the stairs. And everybody who knew her was like, oh my god. And you and I were just sitting there like fucking trying not to burst out laughing. Like, we had to get up and use the bathroom and just laugh our fucking ass off in the bathroom. It was so funny. Just out of the blue, he's like, oh my god, whatever her name was, Sally, fell down the stairs. She turned blue and fell down the stairs. Had to call the paramedics and everything. And it was like, oh my god, it was so fucking hysterically funny. Yeah, it's you and I fucking early 20s taking fucking art classes with a bunch of old menopausal women. That in and of itself deserves to be talked about. I just don't know if there's enough story there. I don't know what else there is to, Yeah, maybe I'll talk about. Maybe I'll do Ralph W. Ralph. I always call him Ralph W. Kind of like George W. Even though whatever. Yeah, maybe I will talk about him or something. I don't know. But I need to find somebody else to talk about. Because again, the first one was Mr. Resnick. Well, we did Mr. Resnick and then Mr. Heselton. As I said, we did Pastor Simmons. We did Pastor Bestman in the second one. Simmons and Bestman are in the second one. I don't know. Is anybody else? I'm trying to think. Whatever. Anyways. So yeah, I'm kind of excited, but I'm kind of not. It's just I'm not feeling it as I'm reading it because I want it to be super funny. It's just I don't feel like I'm funny anymore. It's weird. I don't feel like I'm bringing the funny in the story. So I'm second guessing. Like, was I ever funny? Or was it just you came along and added the funny in, and it wasn't me at all? I don't know. I'm having a weird moment right now. Because a couple of the stories just aren't funny. Cruelty Beyond Simple Abuse, which is just not a funny story. And as I read it, it's like, this isn't funny, although it's not supposed to be funny. But it's like, I want to make it funny. It's just I don't know how to make it funny. And I feel like I've lost my touch. So I don't know. Anyways, like I said, I do plan to give you some money. I don't know how much. I don't know, whatever. But one of the other problems is I don't have a decent fucking computer, so trying to get certain things done, like the back cover and all that kind of bullshit, that's going to be hard because I don't have decent equipment anymore. Because the one piece of equipment that I had that I really liked, I can't use anymore because fucking Microsoft and their bullshit. Oh, we're going to change infrastructure. Yeah, fuck you and your infrastructure. Now, granted, the program that I have is from Windows 98. I understand that, but I like that program. I can get stuff done. It pisses me off. It's like I find something I like, and then they want to take it away because they're a bunch of fucking assholes. Don't get me started with that bullshit. I try to talk about that stuff too. Because there is no shortage of shit to talk about. Believe me. And I'll tell you one thing though, if the fucking Amazon stuff works and it's easy to upload that shit, I'm definitely thinking about doing like a political commentary. God Hates Phoebe's political commentary book. Like my hatred for the Republican Party right now. The fact I used to be a Republican and I'm not anymore because I'm tired of their hypocritical bullshit. I might even fuck it, dude. And there's countless fucking clips I can easily go back and get commentary from. I could do a whole series of books like that, and that shit'll sell too. Fuck you. You get some decent commentary with some decent covers and a little bit of a bump behind it where people are like, oh, this is interesting. Believe me. I'll pull a Trump. Believe me. Fuck you. Anyways, I don't know. That's way into the future. But like I said, I plan to get this shit done soon. I'm working on it now. I plan to continue through. So again, whether you do anything with it, because I know you're busy and shit, whatever. I don't even care. I don't want to get it done on my fucking end. That way I can say I'm done. I did it. Did what I had to do. Whether you do anything with it, you can shove it up your ass for all I care. You can literally print it out, put it on a little hard drive, and shove it up your fucking ass. A little thumb drive, shove that up your ass too. I don't care what you do. Shove the whole fucking laptop up your ass. Whatever. You can do whatever the fuck you got to do with it. I just want to get it done. Because I want to start on book 3. I really want to get book 3 working. Because like I said, I got all these fucking stories, and they're just kind of like, one's here, one's there, and I want to compile all that shit and do it and just, and table content that motherfucker. It's going to be great. It's going to be fan-fucking-tastic. There's stories to be told, and if we put it on the right format, I should actually do a story about how we did the book, like talking about going to the library and the fucking Commodore 64 with the fucking the big ass floppy disks. We should talk about that. That would be a good story in and of itself. I don't know. Maybe I could do that for 3. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna end this because I only got 5% battery life left. So take it for what it is. Anyways, I'm done. Fuck you.